The Bronco Business Leader Program had their Ready, Set, Work and Network It event today. I have more coming up. There is potentially going to be severe weather starting tonight. Phoebe Hillard has more in weather. Abby Avers sat down in studio with Jake Eads and Luke Underwood, candidates for the president and vice president of the UCO Student Association. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit a game winner against the Denver Nuggets last night. More from Emily Creekmore in sports. All this and more happening now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Hello, I'm Emily Creekmore.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Welcome back to this edition of UCentral News. JP Morgan's financial institution has warned that if the conflict in Iran and the Middle East continues and is escalated into a full-scale war, Brent crude oil could reach $120 a barrel. On the Monday after the strikes in Iran started, Brent crude oil opened at $81 a barrel and West Texas Intermediate opened at $75 a barrel. When the market opened today, Brent oil opened at $90 a barrel. WTI opened at $85 a barrel.
West Texas Intermediate is mainly used for U.S. demand and is one of the biggest for U.S.-made gas, and Brent crude oil is sold at a premium and sets the price for 2/3 of international oil. With the price of oil going up, prices at the pump will continue to rise. The national average price of gas today is $3.54. In the summer 2028 Olympics, we'll have two events that will take place in the state of Oklahoma. Monday, Senate lawmakers advanced a bill to create an account that would help with the cost of hosting the 2028 Summer Olympics. Senate Bill 1378, or the Olympics in Oklahoma Revolving Fund, would not assume any funding, but the author of the bill, Senator Kristen Thompson, said that an estimated $100 million will be needed from both private and public sources. The state expects 500,000 visitors will be in attendance for the Olympic events, the canoe slalom and softball.
There is a chance for severe storms tonight.
Let's toss it to Phoebe Hillard for our first look at weather.
Hello guys, it's your girl Phoebe Hilliard here with your UCentral current conditions. It is 85 degrees and mostly sunny outside, which is preparing us for the storms that are coming on tonight. It is going to be an 84 for what it feels like, so it's not too far off. Winds are coming out of the south at 20 miles per hour and humidity is at 59%, but we're definitely going to see it go higher tomorrow, so stay tuned. Storms are going to be happening potentially tonight. So please be safe because it's supposed to start at around 6 p.m. and we have tornado and hail warnings and risk. So make sure that you tune in later on to see where you can go on campus. And tomorrow, which is Wednesday, winds are going to be very high and it's going to be a wind advisory from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. For this and more, join me later on for your full weather update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Phoebe. After Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin was picked to be the new Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Governor Kevin Stitt is faced with filling his seat. Stitt is currently looking at 5 candidates, those people being Nathan Dahm, David Ostro, John O'Connor, Dustin Hillary, and Harold Hamm. These men have all served in some sort of municipal government except for Harold Hamm, who is a chief oil executive in the state. Mullin will officially leave his position on March 31st, and Governor Stitt will have 30 days to make his final decision on who will take over until statewide elections.
The University of Central Oklahoma's Melton Gallery is currently displaying an exhibition featuring Jose Sakal. UCentral's reporter Mackenzie Glass has more.
This exhibition is made of 21 bronze sculptures to honor Jose Sakal, one of Mexico's most celebrated modern artists from 1944 to 2018 before he passed away due to leukemia.
This show that we have is an international show, which is not something that we do often. It came from Mexico, from the Cuernavaca region, which is where Mr. Sakal is from, but he has been shown in Oklahoma before. He was shown in the Governor's Gallery at the Oklahoma State Capitol in 2021. And so this is the second time that this body of work has been in the state, but this is the first time that it's been available to a student body. We broke out some things from our legacy collection at the Archives and Special Collections at the Max Chambers Library. The 2D works, those have not been on display to the public for about 15 years. We had people say, oh, that's Einstein, or that's Frida Kahlo, or that's The Scream. And then we do have the man with the pitchfork, the farmer that everybody knows, American Gothic. So we're hoping that people will get to see both sides.
The Jose Sakal exhibition will be available for viewing now until April 17th.
The Bronco Business Leaders Program hosted their annual Ready, Set, Work, and Network It event today from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I interviewed an organizer for the Ready, Set, Work event, and this is what he had to say.
My name is Carter Erickson. I'm a senior in the 2B Leaders program here at UCO. So that means it's my fourth semester working on the Ready, Set, Work, and Network It event. My role was in Ready, Set, Work, which is more so focused on having professionals meet in classrooms with students for a more hands-on, practical approach to different things. One of the events being LinkedIn and how to go through that process. So the main goal is to take everything that's learned from a lecture-style teaching in the classrooms and give students the chance to apply it to real adults that are going to be talking back to them that are already in the work field. And so it gives students the opportunity for real-world experience, and it's something outside of a textbook. So it's important in the sense of it's the student having to go out there and advocate for themselves to business professionals, and it also gives them a kind of a baseline of where they're at professionally. In today's day and age where everything's done on email, it's texting, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, our attention spans are a lot shorter, our egos online are a lot greater, we're more confident online is what I'm saying. And so when you're having to stand there and talk to somebody, they're like, okay, why should I hire you at this company over these 10 people? And you're kind of like, whoa. And you have to learn how to advocate for yourself, look somebody in the eye, shake their hand, firm handshake. And you have to have real world skills that make you valuable. And so it's a really good indicator of kind of where are you at as far as where you need to be at this stage in life.
The keynote speaker for the event was Christy Gillenwater, the president and CEO of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber.
I'm curious about these potential storms.
Me too. Phoebe Hillard will have a full look at weather after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello Broncos, and welcome back to your full look at weather. It is 85 degrees and mostly sunny outside, which is the calm before the storm because they will be hitting tonight, so be safe. It is going to be winds are going to be coming out of the south at 20 miles per hour. Humidity is at 59 and it feels like 82 degrees outside, which is not too far off, but it is what it is. Here is what we're looking forward to tonight. Tornadoes, especially near Lawton, they are a very high chance, but as you get closer to the central, which is where we are, it's moderate, so just be safe and be aware. Make sure you're checking your apps and getting those alerts on your phone. Because with tornadoes are coming hail too. So please be safe because those combinations are horrible. Trust me, I would know. Piedmont. Winds are going to be a really big factor today, so make sure that you're watching out for that because it's going to lead into tomorrow, and winds are going to get up to 50 miles per hour tonight, so be safe. And obviously with thunderstorms come flooding, so that's going to be an enhanced chance as well. And this is a map for throughout the state. Like I said before, Lawton, we got to update, they're in the red. So people that might be watching in Lawton, please be safe. But as we are in Central, just be safe because we're a mixture of moderate to slight to moderate. So we're working our way up. So just be aware and be updated. So tonight right now throughout the day, we're getting to tonight later, we are up to 80 degrees, now 85. And then as you go lower into the state, we're definitely seeing really high temperatures. And with that mixture of humid air, that is the perfect time and the perfect equation for a storm. And we see that the temperatures are kind of lower when we're going to the east. That's because the winds have not reached over there yet. But we have seen rain in Guyman, and that is why they're at 75%. 75%, LOL, 75 degrees. And then tonight we're gonna see scattered thunderstorms, and the scatteredness of it all is gonna be the unprediction of it. So make sure, like I said before, have those notifications on. It's gonna be 55 degrees. Winds are gonna get up to 25 miles per hour coming out of the south. Humidity obviously will go up to 80%, and then we have a 60% chance of rain. Tonight throughout the state, it is going to be pretty chilly, so if you have night plans, first of all, cancel them because you don't need to go out right now. But if you happen to go outside, make sure that you have a jacket and a hood or an umbrella because it's going to be pretty cold and chilly, especially in Guyman. Man, 34 degrees. Tomorrow on your morning commute, it's going to be pretty warm because of the rain chances, 59 degrees, and then as you get into the noon, it's going to be sunny, 64, and then getting into the nighttime, it's still going to be clear, but it's going to get down to 46 degrees. And then tomorrow, throughout the state, it's a pretty mild day. It's going to be very humid, so if you have your hair done, just put on some hairspray. And as you get lower into the south, it's going to be a little hotter than it is in the north. Looking at your full look at weather for the week. Wednesday is going to be very windy. We're going to have a wind advisory until 7 p.m. And then leading into spring break, we have a lot of sun, but then we go right back into the wind advisory on Sunday. And then it's going to be really cloudy on Monday and Tuesday. So maybe if you have plans in Texas, perfect. If you have plans here, maybe just stay in the house. Now, Zach, Emily, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love going to Max Chambers Library when there's a tornado because I can get a good book. What about you guys?
Well, Phoebe, if I'm being completely honest, this is the only building I'm ever in. So honestly, probably the basement here. Zach?
The Murdahl Hall basement. That way I can get my laundry done too. I'm a little behind.
There you go.
Thanks, Phoebe. Up next, UCentral's Abby Avers sat down with the candidates running for UCOSA's presidential election.
More after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Abby Avers sat down with Jake Eads and Luke Underwood, who are running for UCOSA president and vice president. Let's toss it to Abby to see what they have to say.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Luke Underwood and Jake Eads, who are running for student body president and vice president. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So to start off, just tell me a little bit about why you wanted to run for these positions.
Yeah, so for me, I've been involved with student government for 2 years now. Previously, I've served as a senator. I've also been the Ways and Means Chairman, where I basically allocate funds to our student organizations. I served as the election chairman, and I currently serve as the chair of Congress for UCOSA. But I'm really interested in advocating for students and being sure that their voice is heard towards my campaign.
Yeah.
As well, I have been a UCOSA senator basically since I got here. I was able to find out about it very quickly when I stepped on the UCO's campus, and I really wanted to make sure people's voices were heard and be that kind of middle piece to where action is being had just from concerns. I'm currently the vice chair of UCOSA, so I get to already work with Jake on a day-to-day basis. So this was, it felt like a natural step up to just run for president and vice president, because if anything, chair, vice chair is kind of like the president, vice president of the actual legislative side of Congress.
Yeah. So what are your main priorities for your campaign?
So for our campaign, we want to address accessibility issues on campus. We want to improve those things. We want to improve campus safety and well-being. And then we also want to increase student engagement and activities.
Yeah. So in your opinion, what are 2 or 3 issues students at UCO are currently facing right now?
I know just from being in UCOSA for a few years, as well as student concerns every Monday that we get to hear. There's a lot of housing concerns, and with construction and lots of stuff that's not working. It takes a while to get fixed, and that's something, as someone who also lives on campus, that's something we definitely both want to address, as well as there's some other accessibility issues. I know people who have visual impairment, stuff like D2L is very hard to access with stuff like that. So that's a few things that I'd want to make sure to help.
So what specific policies do you have in mind to improve student life on campus?
So one policy that's currently being implemented in Student Congress right now is our Finals Preparation Week bill. And so basically what that is it's a bill where we allow students to have the time to be able to study for their finals and not have the burden of have any classwork being added to their load within the week before finals week. So that's one thing that one of our senators is working on, and we're heavily in, we're really wanting to have that passed and get that implemented on campus.
Absolutely. What's one thing about UCO that you think deserves more attention?
I think a lot of things at UCO deserve a lot more attention, but I in particularly think just probably how involved students can be. I didn't really know when I first got here the amount of involvement a student can achieve just by stepping on the campus. I was able to go from not being involved in anything to being involved in a little bit, maybe too much. But that's something I want to show, that really whatever you want to do, what job career, there's going to be something here at UCO to help you.
Yeah. So lastly, what would it mean for you both to be elected?
It would mean a lot to me. As a person myself, I love to connect with others and always hear what other people have to say. I always want to see what concerns they might have, address those, and find any resolutions. And I feel like having this type of position would allow me to make that change and have that impact on other students on campus.
It would mean a lot to me as well. I've been involved in student government since I was a freshman in high school. And so the fact that I just am getting to sit here right now is very cool. But I also really want to bring the voices of the students. As a journalist at heart, I want to make sure people's opinions and voices are heard. And I feel like, I can do that through this position.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Abby. Up next, what historic record did the Oklahoma City Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander tie?
I'll have all of that and more after the break.
Sometimes it makes everything funny. Sometimes it's nothing to laugh about. Weed. It's funny like that. And unlike alcohol, with marijuana, there's no legal limit. So even if you don't feel high, you could get a DUI. No matter how much weed you've had, don't get behind the wheel, because driving impaired is illegal, and that's no joke.
Hooves up, roll Chos. Today's a great day to cheer on the Broncos.
Welcome back to the Pain Train.
Okay, Sean, here's your final question. A train hitting your car is the same as your car hitting a boulder, a brick wall, or a soda pop can.
A brick wall?
At a whopping 20 million pounds, a train will crush your car like a pop can.
Beating a train? It's a game you can't win.
Welcome back, Broncos. I've got your Tuesday sports update. The number 14 ranked UCO softball team hosted MIAA opponent Drury for a 2-game series this past weekend. The Broncos' win streak of 8 ended on Saturday when they fell short 5-2 to the Panthers. UCO tied the series, however, as they took the 3-2 victory in Game 2. Madison Hamilton earned MIAA Pitcher of the Week honors after completing 8 strikeouts, leading Central to the win in the second game. UCO will be back in action this weekend when they host Texas A&M International in a doubleheader Friday afternoon. And the UCO baseball team went 2-1 in its series this past weekend against Washburn. Central lost Friday's game 11-19 before falling short to the Ichabods again 1-5 on Saturday. In the series finale, UCO's Caleb Castle hit a 5-run grand slam, extending the lead to 8-2 before Castle hit another solo homer, increasing the margin to 9-2. Central finished Game 3 with a 10-2 victory over Washburn and are now 11-9 overall and 2-4 in MIAA play. UCO will remain at home hosting Emporia State in another 3-game series this weekend beginning on Friday at 4 p.m. And the UCO men's basketball team season came to an end this past Thursday. Central entered the MIAA basketball championships as the number 9 seed, beating out number 8 Pittsburgh State 62-53 Wednesday evening before losing out in the quarterfinals on Thursday to number 1 ranked Washburn 91-52. UCO finished the season with a 17-16 overall record despite the several injuries the team has been challenged with all season long. And finally, today is National Ranch Day, and you may be familiar with a baseball doubleheader, but what about a double dipper? The Tulsa Drillers are celebrating Ranch Day with the announcement of their alternative uniforms for the 2026 season. Check this out. Hello to the Ranch Dippers. The team announced the alternate logo on social media earlier this afternoon in a partnership with Oklahoma-based Mazzio's Pizza, known for their ranch dressing. The Drillers organization will debut the uniforms on May 16th, but will have merchandise featuring the Ranch Dipper logo available throughout the entire 2026 minor league baseball season. And the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Denver Nuggets for the 3rd time this year in a 129-126 nail-biter. OKC and Denver swamped leads 17 times and tied the game 13 times before Shea hit the step-back dagger 3 to put the Thunder up by 3 with 2.7 seconds remaining. This play came just seconds after Shea hit a different clutch 3 with 13 seconds remaining, putting OKC up by 4. A rare 4-point play by the Nuggets tied the game before Shea's game winner. Shea also made history, tying Wilt Chamberlain's 60-year-old record, marking his 126th consecutive game of 20 points or more. Shea finished his historic night leading the offense with 35 points. He also dished out 15 assists and was 1 rebound short from a triple-double with 9, while also having 0 turnovers on the night. Jay will contribute as well, adding another double-double to his season with 29 points on 7 made threes and 12 rebounds. A.J. Mitchell returned after his 20-game absence, making sure his presence was seen, completing with 24 points in 29 minutes. The Oklahoma City Thunder will remain home, hosting Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics on Thursday, where Shea will look to break Wilt's record with another 20-point game. Tip-off is set to begin at 8:30 p.m. And unfortunately, that is all the sports news I have for you. Back to you, Zach.
Up next, Phoebe will have some safety tips and tornado tips so you can be prepared.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
If you're nervous about a potential tornado near campus tonight, Phoebe will walk you through campus safe spots and tips for the potential weather.
With storm season coming up fast and tornado and hail threats threatening us tonight, here are places on campus that can keep you safe. Mitchell Hall Education Center basement, Thatcher Hall basement, Communications Building basement, Nye University Center basement on the north end, Murdaugh Hall basement, Quad basement, the Max Chambers Library basement, the STEAM Building safe area in room 101 Lecture Hall, and where I am right now, the Liberal Arts Lecture Hall safe room. For this and more tips to keep you safe on our campus, by every exit in your buildings, there is a QR code that you can scan on your phone, and it'll tell you tips and tricks on how to stay safe, along with places that you can go. For this and more, scan that QR code. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, Emily, with all of our severe weather coming tonight, I'm going to make sure I'm calling my mom, my dad, my grandparents, and especially making sure my dog is next to me the whole night.
Oh yeah, my mom already texted the family group chat and told us to be weather aware because there are severe storms. So everybody in the family group chat has been prepared. So hopefully as long as they stay on the weather and stay prepared, hopefully we will be okay tonight.
Well, you stay prepared too, Broncos. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Zach Sexton.
And I'm Emily Creekmore. Thank you. Have a good evening.